All right, we're here at the Maple with Keegan, here for season 2, episode 2 of Hear Me and Beer Me. We're gonna interview Manda Dough Vegan Co. That's right. Ready to get interviewed.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
And I got a better mic.
Okay. What is so?
Try to tell the people that, you know.
We're not fans, you are.
I'm scared. Like Amanda's interviewing you.
I trust me, it probably will be like that.
Y que debe de salir aquí, like, Okay, you ready, man?
Yeah. You say you're like a podcast, right? Not like YouTube.
I guess.
I don't even know what that would be called.
All right, vamos. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Hear Me and Beer Me. I've got a special guest with me here today. We're here at the Maple with Keegan, and you gotta hear her. You gotta beer her. I'm joined by Amanda from Manda Dough Vegan Co. I could not wait to say that actually. Like, I was like practicing. I'm like Manda Dough Vegan Co.
Like a mini rap song.
Yeah, right. What was the concept behind it? Did you know it rhymed? Did you like?
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you
so
for
happy
coming
to
on.
be
Thank
here and happy to be at the Maple. I love the Maple. Originally I was thick and vegan when I first started my business.
Right.
I wanted something to be very catchy. I wanted something to be very now and something that like you can understand, and it just like describes my product, which was cookies.
Right.
And they were vegan, so that's what I specialize in. I'm a vegan baker, and I was in the process of getting my brand trademarked, and so it could just be mine. You know, I own the rights to it. No one can use thick in any way in describing their cookies business wise and all of that. And it happened to be trademarked already.
No
It
way.
was trademarked.
Thick and vegan?
Yeah,
With
the
the-
thick part.
Okay,
So
with the 2
thick,
C's?
yes.
Wow,
So
that's
it's
insane.
a little bakery in Rhode Island, and they describe their cookies that way, like thick cookies and all of that. And just for me using like thick cookies, spell it THICC, like I could get sued by just doing that because I'm selling product under their name.
Yeah.
So I had to rebrand myself, and it's crazy because I was so heartbroken because I was supposed to do this a while ago, and I just kept waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think majority of it was because I didn't know what to do or how to do it until I talked to my dad. He does know like a lot about like legal work and laws and all of that, so he did help me a lot. And just like I talked to a lot of like business advisors and mentors and stuff like that, so they helped me with the process as well. And since I was now going to rebrand, I was like, okay, I feel like when I first started my business, it was always just about my cookies, but it wasn't the cookies and the baker. So I wanted something more me, like to be like my style, my personality, like people know that I'm the one making their products. So it's just like Manda, which is I'm Amanda, and then people that are close to me, like they end up calling me Manda or Manda. So I wanted Manda, and then dough. I felt like just dough didn't just mean cookies, but it meant like all types of things that I can make. Brownies.
There was like a broader.
More spectrum. It gave me more versatility of what I wanted to do, because I was always pushed like do more than cookies, and I'm like, no, cookies is my thing. I could think of 1,000 flavors right now. So I wanted Manda Dough, and I always wanted my brand to be to be known to be vegan, like all the time. Like you're eating a vegan product, like you can't believe it's vegan.
Yeah.
So Manda Dough Vegan Co. And hopefully one day I'll be this huge business and factories popping out cookies and stuff. But yeah, so that's Manda Dough Vegan Co.
Yeah.
It's a long name, but
Yeah.
it's
But it rolls
all
off
me.
the tongue
Yes,
because it rhymes.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And then it was like, when sometimes you have to think of like a slogan and stuff. So I was just like, I'm like, oh, like, is it Manda Dough? You know what I'm saying? So it was just like trying to play with words because I love that. You know.
That's crazy. I didn't know that there was like a story behind why you rebranded because you were thinking vegan for the longest.
Yeah.
And then you came out as being Manda Dough Vegan Co,
Yeah.
which, like you said, though, it helps because now you can kind of cater to like a broader audience with like the dough instead of just kind of being thick and vegan, which was just symbolizing the cookies that were thick, right?
Yeah.
But this might be a dumb question, but are you vegan then? Is that
So I get asked that all the
Uh-huh.
time, and I get like a little embarrassed at like the vegan markets that I am because I'm just like, oh my god, like what are they gonna tell me, But so when I first started my business, I was a bit like into the gym, like that was my thing, eating healthy, making sure everything that I'm consuming is like just good for my body, good for my mental health. So I was plant based for a really long time. And plant based is pretty much just like vegetables is your main source of like food. Your plate is mostly vegetables.
So like no meat.
Well, you do eat meat, but it was mostly just vegetables. So I was plant based, and then this was during college. I was plant based, and then I'm like I turned into pescatarian, and then I was always dairy free because I broke out from eating dairy, all of it. I went through all of it with dairy, so I was always dairy free. And then slowly I was vegan for a little while, but it didn't work out for me. Like eating such a high carb diet, like it made me fatigued, it made me slow, it made me sleepy a lot. Like I just was not getting the energy. I didn't feel good. So it's like it wasn't something I wanted to do anymore. So I slowly went out of it. And yeah, I mean, I eat white meat. That's all I eat, white meat. I eat fish here and there, but I'm not vegan now.
But your product is just purely vegan. What goes into that then? Like, what is different from the way that you make, say, like cookies from the way that they're normally made? And did you know all this before, like, you started doing what you do, or was it really something you had to research and look up and kind of like go about it that way?
Yes, I had to research it for myself because I'm just like, what can I eat that's not gonna make me break out? What doesn't have dairy? What truly doesn't have dairy? Like even going to restaurants was so difficult, especially like this time of my life, college, where I'm experimenting. I'm going to bars, I'm going out to eat, and here and there. So I did have to do tons of research in regards to what I should eat and then how I can reflect that to like my baking.
Yeah.
So I chose everything to be vegan because everyone can enjoy it. Like, regardless if they really are vegan, if they can't eat meat, if they can't eat dairy, they're allergic to eggs, if, they don't like the taste of butter, I don't know, like they're able to eat like my products, enjoy it. Everyone at the dinner table can eat it. You don't have to be left out. You eat this and you're eating that. So that was like my big motivation for it. I don't use eggs. I don't use dairy butter. I don't use milk. I don't use, that's pretty the essentials of like baking. So I don't use any of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I use vegan butter, which it like consistency, it's a little bit similar. It could be a little bit watery. It could be a little bit too hard, but like the taste is kind of there. It's just the richness and creaminess. I feel like that's what you get off of it. And then I use like almond milk and then just like oils and stuff like that.
Got it.
But that's what goes into it, and lots of research.
Yeah. So before all of that, though, like we want to also get to know you, right? Like who you are, like where you came from and stuff. So right now, I'm like, by the way, my bad. I was late, but I was here just in time, and I didn't account for how long it was going to take to set up everything up. So I've had Amanda here waiting. I iced her out a little bit.
No, I have my espresso martini.
Yeah, exactly. So we were like here, and I was like, I don't want to talk to her because I want to ask her these things on camera, but it's also awkward if I'm not talking to her. So I was like conflicted, right?
Yeah.
But you said you were asking me about Abbott's now, like that you also went there, and I meant to ask you, like, so you grew up here then, or did you like move from somewhere? Like,
I was born and raised for a little bit in Little Village in
okay,
Chicago. So
got
I
it.
was there for a little bit. And then my mom met someone and we moved to Waukegan, like around the time of middle school. So
Uh-huh.
I was practically raised in Waukegan and I'm
Okay.
still here. I still live here. Yeah.
But
I've been,
elementary though, you started out in Chicago, like in Little
yeah.
Village.
Yeah.
Do you still go out there and like know people then? And
No,
no, not
no.
really. You
Like
were too young,
anybody,
maybe.
yes, I was way too young. I don't know anybody. I think the
Got it.
only person that I truly know and would be able to go to their home and visit them is like my babysitter at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you don't even have like family out there?
Oh, I
like
do
that?
have family.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
I
cool,
just
cool.
don't have like genuine friends out there. But yeah, all my dad's family is in Little Village.
Cool, cool.
Mhm.
And what did you do like besides like when you before you started your business? Like, did you always have like an idea? Like, dude, I want to like sell something because I'll use Jazz as an example. Like a couple years, she was like, dude, I want to like sell something. Like, I want to do something. And for some reason, she landed on like flowers. Was it you? Were you kind of like spitballing ideas, or was it just like you wake up one day and you're like, no, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. Like, you know, how does that come
Yeah,
about?
it was an accident.
An
It was
accident.
like a complete
Wow.
accident because, like I said, I was in my own personal journey of
Uh-huh.
changing my diet and transitioning it to be better for me.
Yeah.
And around the time of Christmas, I had a big sweet tooth. So it's like I wanted to make cookies and I'm like, how do I that's when I was in my researching phase and I'm just like, how do I make cookies like vegan? How do I make them non-dairy? And I made these cookies and I posted them on Snapchat and someone swiped up and they're like, are you selling these? And I was like, no, like I'm enjoying them for myself. I was kind of like surprised that I would be asked that. I don't know why. I was just like, why would I do that type of
Yeah.
thing?
Like why would I sell them?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And so it eventually sparked and then I'm just like, oh my god, like someone would pay me to make these and something that I enjoyed doing, I enjoyed researching. So I was just like, okay, so let's see if people actually buy them. So I would post them like on Snapchat, like, hey, this is what I have available. And people started buying them.
People would swipe up.
Yeah,
That's insane. Shout out to
yeah.
whoever that was that first asked you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
The
And
only
uh-huh.
the only thing is they were completely different. They were just like thin, like
That's what I was gonna ask
yeah.
you. Were they always like the? I mean, it's what you're known for, thick and vegan. They're
Uh-huh.
like kind of like ball shaped.
Yeah.
But like flat from the bottom. Like,
yeah, yeah.
So they were thin when you started off.
They were thinner,
Uh-huh.
and I tried my hardest to figure out like how do I make this recipe that I really enjoy and I like. How can I make these cookies the way that I want them? And it's like I would freeze the dough. I would put more flour, and it was just like it wasn't it. So that recipe was good as it was. Like manipulating it, it just didn't work for me. So when quarantine happened, that's when I had the time to put so much effort into like experimenting and figuring out like what kind of cookies do I want, and can I distinguish this from like a hobby or something that I really want to do and I want to do consistently. So obviously I chose that route. I want to do this. I want to sell them. I want to see what I could do with it. So my goal was New York style cookies. Those were the type of cookies I wanted. I wanted something like just a big dessert full of like mix-ins and cookies.
I didn't know there was a style, like that was a
Yeah.
style. Okay,
So it's
cool.
like, I don't know if you've heard of, and you can actually try New York style cookie in Chicago, Levain. Like Levain is a New York bakery, and they're actually in Chicago. There's like a couple locations, but they're just thick 6-ounce cookies. So it's like, that's what I started doing, but I noticed a lot of people getting my 3-ounce cookies, which makes sense because they just want to try them, right? So I have both of those available. But yeah, my goal was always thick, big, like cookies that you're able to like share or just like indulge if you want to. So yeah.
How much of that like you incorporated with your like because you're into like fashion and stuff, right? So you just saying that there's a style to your cookies, it's almost like how much of that stems from your background in that? You know,
Of
that
course.
you always think like I have to have like a certain style though, like it's not just like cookies that I'm selling, you know what I mean?
That's a great question. And it's so funny because sometimes I think, like, again, it was an accident, right? Like, I'm over here at a 4-year university trying to get, well, I did. I got a bachelor's in fashion design and a minor in graphic
Where
design.
did you go?
I went to Dominican University in
Oh,
River
okay.
Forest.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a really, really good school. Um, And I'm like how did this come about? And it was just like it was so funny too. I had a pop-up at Momcorn, and my fashion professor came and he bought my cookies and everything. He's like, how did this happen? Like, you're supposed to be in fashion. Like, I'm just like, I was a little annoyed because I'm like, I'm selling cookies, I'm making money,
Yeah.
but I was like,
You gotta respect the grind.
yeah, respect the grind. And I was like, it's my way of thinking. It's literally like just getting something and just being able to like be creative with it
Yeah,
and do whatever you
manipulate
want.
it, like, in a
Manipulate
certain
it to
way.
how you want it.
Yeah.
So that's a good question because my cookies, like I always think of like how to dress them, how to design them, how to like drizzle or put in fillings, and how do I want it to look when it breaks, and like does it change color if it's in the fridge? Like all of these things you think about, right? So it's just like the flavor profiles to me is like, I guess how you can compare it to like fashion,
Yeah.
like just like dressing them, flavor, just how they look, how they're presented. I guess just
Yeah,
how
I can see
think.
that for sure.
Yeah.
Because they also kind of have like a theme to them.
Yeah,
like, if
they
you will.
always did.
You
That was
know?
my thing. It was just exclusivity. I can't even say the word. But yeah,
Sound
making
it out. It's cool. It's cool.
exclusivity, exclusive, like just making them exclusive every single month. That's what I did. 4 flavors every single month, and just like just wanting to try it, and just like these are so unique, these are so different. You can't find them anywhere. So
Yeah, I did see that actually on your bio. You say like new flavors every month or something. That's really something you do. You just change it up. Then you manipulate like old recipes, or you bring some back. It's almost like McDonald's, right? They always get rid of the McRib, and you're like, really, like, I need the McRib, but then you bring it back. Is that kind of like
yeah,
the way
I
they
do. The most popular flavors, yeah, like fresita was like my biggest one. Abuelita, like every time around Christmas, I try to bring that one back.
Yeah.
Red velvet during Valentine's Day. So like, yes, it's a every month thing. However, I did slow down on like my business.
Yeah.
And I slowed down because I got into cakes, which is amazing. I have
Yeah.
so much fun. So thankful for all my clients for trusting me, wanting me, a part of whatever their celebrations. I got into that, and I was very focused in just that and making sure like I understood how the foundation of cakes, how to stack them, making sure my buttercream consistency is always the same, dealing with food coloring, and again, like I have vegan cakes, researching vegan sprinkles, like it's a lot for it. So I focused on that, and with that, like I also had life changes. So it's like I was at a point where I was okay with not being consistent with my business to focusing on like things that mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, now that I'm like kind of, reeling it back and focusing on my business, like cakes, and doing a little bit more pop-ups now, and figuring out like my career right now, like I'm okay with where I'm at, and people know where to find me, and I'm happy for that. Like still getting new clients, still having regular clients, like it's all a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? Like that's like with anything. Like you go through stages with your business. It's like
Yeah.
you have times where you can go like like balls to the wall, like hard, and then like times where you kind of slow down. You do the same thing
Yeah.
in life. Like
Yeah.
you can go fully and be like, whether it's like you're going out all the time, and then
Yeah.
you kind of take a step back. Like you compare it to something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like with your businesses, like that's almost how it is too. Like you go through phases and stages, and you just have to continue to kind of keep adjusting.
Yeah.
Like, and cakes, that's a whole nother ball game too.
I know. It truly, truly is. I had my first wedding cake in January.
So literally this year you just
Yeah,
okay.
but it was planned since like June, and I was in my third month in making cakes. And I had my first wedding one, and it was the most nerve wracking. I'm like, I'm closing my books for January. I need to focus on this cake because it's like you said, a whole different ball game. It's like, yeah, you make 1 tier cake, but this is a 2 tier cake, and this is like a sheet cake that I'm making. Like so many new things in this one project, and it's like when you're a small business and like you're investing so much into it, like passion, love, money, like you don't want to have that much waste. So this is like a one shot type of deal,
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
I gotta get it right.
Yeah, I gotta get it right. So it's like, yeah, it's just always putting your all into it and focusing, and even though it's new, different, whatever it is.
I do my like surface level research on whoever I'm gonna have on here,
Uh-huh.
and right away I'm like, vegan, like what is vegan, right? Like I know what vegan
One
is,
hundred
but
percent.
there's so many different like vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian stuff like that you're not exactly sure. Well, I mean me because I'm not in that
Yeah,
community or space.
yeah, for
I'm not
sure.
exactly sure what it means, so I looked it up and it was like, oh, like it just doesn't use products or ingredients that derive from animals.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of crazy though how you have to find these alternatives like for everything that you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm thankful you did that research, so thank you. But even till this day, like I have to remind my mom like what's vegan. So it's
Yeah.
like you're not the only one. It's like still like the whole concept, even though it's at its like peak. Like you
Yeah.
know, a lot of people are turning vegan. There's a lot of more vegan restaurants, especially in the city. Like
Oh yeah.
there's more
Definitely.
accessibility, more education on it.
Yeah.
So it's like even to this day, like people don't know what it is or what it can do for you, or is it a better option for you? So
One thing that I kind of skipped over that is like new information for me that I just found out is that I'm bringing back the design thing. You actually design your own prom dress? Homecoming
yeah,
dress.
yeah.
How, that's crazy.
I know that's crazy, and it's like okay, so
Do you have like pictures of this?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Not in this
no.
cellular device. No, I
Oh
don't.
no, well, like where like you could send to me and I could
Well,
maybe like
okay,
post it.
maybe I do.
Okay.
But it's I know for sure I don't have it in my phone. But maybe like my mom will have it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But oh my god, this is so funny because it's like it's just a memory that like I don't even remember anymore. But I got into fashion design because I knew I always wanted to be a part of that world. Like I wanted to be in the magazines, I wanted to design something, I wanted to be something with clothes. And I got so inspired by like Tara Banks, like America's Next Top Model, like Project Runway, and you know, Katie Kloss that was on there, Michael Kors that was on there. Everyone, though, just inspiring, powerful people in the fashion world.
Michael Kors is a guy.
Yeah, Michael
Like he's an
Kors is a
actual
guy.
guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
shit.
is.
Okay.
That's like his name.
Cool. New information.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of fashion designers are men.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
a lot
like
of them are
Christian
men.
Dior,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. It's
Mhm.
actual people though,
Yeah.
which like I came
Yeah.
to realize late too. Christian Dior and
Christian
someone
Dior,
else. Someone was his
Dolce
mentor.
Gabbana.
Someone was his mentor or something like that, and it was also a brand, or he was someone's mentor, but I don't remember who.
I don't know.
But that's crazy though, how it's
Yeah.
actually
Or the
people.
creative directors of a brand
Uh-huh.
are men too.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
Because you would think the opposite.
yeah, you would think the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I feel like when I hear a lot of stories of these designers, it was always because they were influenced by a woman figure, their mom, their grandma. So it's like I don't know. I guess maybe they just understand like women a little bit more. I don't know
Yeah.
what way, like dressing or how we flaunt ourselves or how we're comfortable with our body. I don't know, but yeah, it
I mean-
always stems from like a motherly like inspiration.
God, you were talking about your dress, so how you made it, and you made it out of curtains. You said?
Yes, I did. So
That's insane.
like I said, I always wanted to be a part of that world, and this was my first homecoming. I think I was a sophomore in high school, sophomore or junior, and I didn't know what to wear. Like I was always that person. If I like it, I'm gonna wear it. Like it could be something so different you wouldn't even think I would wear it, but like if I could know I could rock it, like I will. And this particular moment, like I just did not know what to wear. I did not know what color scheme. I didn't know anything. So I was like, you know what? And this was when skirts that like draped across were popular. Like those, I remember,
Okay.
like those, though they were so popular in high school. And I grabbed my silky black curtains, and yeah, I made like my bottom, and then the top had mesh on it, and it had like a black top, and then I paired it with shoes, curled my hair real quick. I was ready.
That's insane.
It was literally the fastest sewing I've ever done, like
so you
hand
like
sewing.
had to cut it,
Yeah.
sew it, like just everything.
Yeah, I took an elastic belt, like out of like I think it was another dress. I took it from somewhere, and I put it in for my like waistband of the skirt. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what was the theme? It was Arabian Nights.
Arabian?
So I think it went with the theme, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So you even catered to a specific theme, which
yeah,
was Arabian
the Arabian
Night.
Night theme.
That's crazy.
It's so crazy. I just
What do you rate my fit right now then? You gotta rate my fit then.
Do a little
wait,
360.
Okay. Oh yeah, look at the back.
Never what? What was it?
I don't know what to say.
Never break.
Yeah, never break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very monotone, like one palette color
Is that a good
vibe.
thing?
No, it can be.
Okay.
It for sure can be.
That sounds
It's
like
a particular
five.
style.
That's like a 5.
Maybe like a 6.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fair. That's better than a 5.
Yeah. You know,
But
I like the little pops of red and blue.
Yeah, it kind of looks like
Very you like. Yeah.
You know, like those like the like I want to say dads because like my dad had one. These are like jackets that they wore where like their name tag is like their name.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It gives me like a mechanic. Like there's
Yeah,
a word,
yeah, that's
utilitarian.
literally what it is.
I think it's like utilitarian. Like it's just like
very
something like that. Functional clothing.
Usually these are blue, and I think that's why they call it blue collar work. I think because it's like unless I'm making that up. But I think because these jackets like a blue collar, so then they have them on.
Yeah, very laborious work.
Yeah. But last I went to the grocery store, and I felt like people thought that I had just got off work, like legit, because it does kind of look like.
Was it older people?
Yeah,
because that's what it was. Yeah,
exactly.
That was just the like the usual, the tradition. Yeah, I get that.
Like how to salir like 10-hour shift, you know, like
still clean and crisp though.
Yeah, for real. But I was like, I had a hat on, like walking in, like you know. But when I bought it though, I knew like I had that intention. I'm like, dude, this looks sick. It looks like one of those like old school like when people used to go to work and stuff.
Yeah.
But I nowhere near could design my own like homecoming dress.
It's so funny though because like I was talking about kind of like still baking and like slowing down a little bit. Like I'm literally at that point in my life where I'm trying to figure out like my career. Like I currently bartend. I'm still bartending, and I love the service industry. I love customer service. I love like giving someone an experience, you know, giving someone like a really good cocktail and, you know, help them with what to pick on the menu with that cocktail. Like it's so fun for me just being nice and just talking and you know being myself. But it's like it's also so draining. Like the shifts are so long. So much like talking is just like I'm being a therapist one day, then I'm making you laugh another day, and then we're serious, you're having a bad day, so I'm just like, oh my god, like I just want something like creative, something for myself, something where I'm an asset to. So it's just like I'm like in that career phase point in my life. But they do say though, like your 20s is the perfect time to experiment. Yeah, exactly. To figure out, and then you can kind of like mesh all of them together. To see what you enjoy, you know, like what you really do, because you really never know, you know, like you can think that you're not into a certain thing, and then you try it, and it's like, oh wow, I actually am. Yeah, I just feel like you just like it's so hard to get an opportunity. Like it's like I feel like every time like I'm looking up jobs that I'm into, it's like, oh, you need 10-year experience of this, 5-year experience of that, preferred this, and it's just like, is that like a real thing? Like, is there a possible real candidate for this job? Like, I don't know. It's very
like
extreme.
Does anyone fit that criteria?
Yeah,
because I don't know.
Yeah,
them, you know?
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's also like kind of who you know, which is kind of
It
unfair.
is.
You know?
It 100% is. And like you said, it's kind of like, it's like a blessing because like I know maybe possibly someone could get me in, but it's also like, oh my God, I'm relying on this person. I need help from this person. Like I'm, you know, I want to try my hardest not to make this person look bad. Like it's a tug of war. I've always struggled with that, with like, not, I don't want to say relying on people, but like with like kind of like reaching out like to like help me out with something, you know, because it's, I don't know, like if I wouldn't say it's an ego thing, but I just feel like I don't want like inconvenience them, you know what I mean? I agree with you, but I hope that you get out of that. Yeah. Because it's like, at least in my opinion, this world is meant for us like to serve each other and be nice to each other and love each other. So like, I would hope that person would always want the best interest for you. Yeah, you know?
What I was going to say is this is helping me with that, because the person that comes on, it's always like I have to ask them like as a favor, because you're not coming on to like obviously
Yeah.
like you get to like show people who you are and
Yeah.
kind of promote yourself,
Yeah.
but like 90% of it is like you're just here because you're helping me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of helping me like get out of that in a way. Hopefully, I can like apply it to like future endeavors or whatever. But yeah, like for sure, that's always been a problem. And like you said, like it's a tug of war, right? Where you struggle with, I don't want to like cross that boundary, but also like you kind of should. You almost have to.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
about finding that
The
balance.
worst thing that they could do is say no.
Say no.
Right? It's
Yeah.
not like they're the ones like, no, you're not good enough. No, it's just the worst thing is like,
Yeah.
hey, I can't do this for you. But I
Yeah.
can maybe someone, maybe they'll refer you.
Yeah, and shout out, I want to shout Jazz out because she actually recruited you to come on here.
I love you, Jess.
Like I had mentioned it, and then like, but I get like very shy to like ask people in a way. But
it was so funny because she
Yeah.
told me at Cantina that
Oh,
pop up.
yeah, I'm sure
And
she
then
did.
I got so excited. I'm like, he wants me on his podcast. I felt like you were the celebrity in that moment for me, So yeah, and then that's like when I went up to you, I'm like, dude, I might have like a couple drinks in me, but if you want me on there, I'm down,
Yeah, I
So
was kind of like not thrown off, but I was like, how do you like? What do you like? Did I tell her like But then I was like, oh, Jazz probably told her for sure.
yeah.
And then I was like, dude, like please come on. Like, let's do
Yeah.
it. And I was just kind of like still arranging like when and the timing of it all.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I'm
dude,
so
this-
happy it worked out fast
Yeah.
because, like, as a bartender, you just don't know when you're gonna work. Your weekday starts on Friday, so it's
Yeah.
just like I'm happy it worked out.
Shout out to you. You had the quickest turnaround, like,
Yeah.
because I try to give like a 2 week notice, like, we have these next 2 weeks to try to make it work.
Yeah.
And well, like perfect, like fucking like tomorrow. Not really, but yeah, I was like,
Close.
yes, please, like let's do it right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
But I'm gonna use this moment to kind of like transition away from like and kind of incorporate something that is new to me that I've been trying to incorporate, which is like I told you, not pop culture, but just like some cultural stuff, which is kind of like more people can like relate to because it's happening to everyone. And one of the subjects that's like very like in your face right now is like the whole like solar eclipse thing that's like gonna happen, and it's gonna be 2 days from now. Like, and like I don't know, some people are like making it like way more than it's gonna be because we get one like every like 5 years, and some people are like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that going
Yeah.
on. Like, how do you like? Are you excited? Like, are you like looking forward to it? Like, what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts
So I literally found out a couple days ago.
on that?
I
You
saw
late
a
to
little.
the party?
Yeah, I'm late, and I don't know astrology. Like, I
Are
don't
you
know
into
the
that?
sky. I don't think I am. Like
Okay.
anything in the sky doesn't interest me. Like, oh my god, like we have to watch the sunrise or the sunset. I don't think I'm into
Yeah.
that. But me and my friend, my bestie Jesus, we were talking about it, and I'm like, did you get a notification like on Twitter saying that Indiana, they're like gonna be in a state of emergency, or at least like they're
Really?
trying to be
Huh.
for the solar eclipse.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why is that? And I don't know. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be dark during the day. Like I honestly don't know. I'm kind of ignorant to it.
I don't know. So what I do know, and I don't know, like I haven't done it, like I'm probably not gonna research it.
Yeah, I'm
anyways,
probably gonna be
you know.
working, honestly.
Yeah,
I'll
but-
probably be working when it's happening.
What I do know is there's like kind of like there's like a path that it's gonna take. So
Oh.
we're hearing so much about it because this is the first time that it's crossing like all of North America, like Mexico to like Canada. But there's a
Wow.
path, so we're not in that path. Like
Oh.
Illinois is, but like Southern Illinois, and I think Indiana might have like Indianapolis specifically. I think it's going through there, and that's like their biggest city, arguably. So I think that's why they might be declaring that. But it's going through that I saw. I think it's like Houston, Dallas, Ohio, like stuff like that.
Right.
But we're not like. So I don't even think it's gonna get. I think it might look like it's gonna rain here,
Oh,
but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but people go to the specific
I
spot.
know they're
and,
so
like,
into
to
it.
see it.
Especially photographers, I assume, like
Oh, yeah.
capturing this moment, sharing it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if you're into it and it helps like your talent or whatever, I mean, for sure, enjoy
Yeah.
it.
There's,
But
like,
me,
specific-
no, oh my god.
There's like specific glasses you gotta wear too, which is like crazy, Like I
Oh,
don't know.
wow.
But I'm telling you, it happens all the time. It's just we're
Yeah,
hearing so
I
much
know.
about
I
it.
feel like I know there's a lot of things that happen, like with the moon and the earth and the sun aligning. Like
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't the first time. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And there's like conspiracy. Like I'm not okay. So I don't believe any of them, but I love consuming conspiracies. Like I love like seeing them, but just to like almost like discredit it. Like, dude, are you kidding me? I don't know. I feel like I'm one of those. Like I'm a hater, low key, like
Yeah.
in the corner. Like, what are you guys talking about? But I read all of them, and I'm like, dude, that's crazy. But nah, like it's
Yeah.
not, you know. But another thing though that I heard you talk about when I was setting up. That I didn't want to like interrupt and be like wait, you know, because I wanted to wait. You said something about March Madness, and like that's all I've been like talking about. I don't know how much you know about it, but it's like, did you know that there's like a final going on, a championship going on? Like,
I
this weekend?
did because I work at a sports bar. So
Okay.
that's the only reason why I would know about it. And like my boyfriend, he's really into sports, so he probably would be telling me.
Yeah.
I think he was watching the game last night, and I
Yeah.
was working last night, but I'm not even paying attention. Like, you know, when people are cheering, like, you know, my crowd or whatever, it's like, oh, okay, oh my God, what happened, you know? But I don't know too much about it. I just know it's college basketball.
Yeah, college basketball,
and
both men
championship.
and women.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's crazy because the women's had never been like as amplified as it was
Wow,
right now.
I
Like, at
agree
all.
because when like people would ask me like, "Hey, can you put it on like the women's basketball?" and I'm like, "Oh my God, like people are actually into watching women
Yeah.
play sports." Like that was so interesting
Yeah,
to me.
it's way bigger this year than even the guys one. Like,
Wow.
yeah, like it's weird, and like even me because like yesterday I was thinking about it, and I knew all the women's teams that were in the final four. They call it like the last four teams.
Yeah.
And then the guys, I kept forgetting about one team, and I'm like, dude, I knew the women's like that, and the guys are like struggled to like actually like, yeah,
Wow. That's good
And
though because that just means like people are
it's growing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
growing. There's more passion into it. People are quote unquote really good because I don't even know what really good means in basketball, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, Kamala Harris was even talking about it, and something that I didn't know
Wow.
is that you know how people fill out brackets every year, like for the guys. I don't know if you
Oh,
know
like
this.
gambling?
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah,
You fill
yeah.
out your
I get
bracket
you.
of the teams you think are gonna make it, and it's like this whole big thing. And usually, like you're wrong, like 80% of it, you know. But it's like a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Apparently, there weren't even like women's brackets available up until like 2 years ago, and now people can fill out brackets for women, which is like so different. And it's like I don't know. I think it's a good thing, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
amazing.
You know, it'll grow and
Yeah.
hopefully
I
we get
low
there.
key like I really wanted to go to like a March Madness game, but I didn't know where they were hosted. I like the energy.
Yeah.
I love the energy of like going to a baseball game or like going to a basketball game. Football I haven't touched yet.
Baseball,
But
baseball.
yes,
I love,
and
yeah.
it's just like being with your friends and drinking and eating and just like cheering on. Like I think that's what I would go for more than like being such a diehard fan. And my boyfriend who lives in Milwaukee, and I was hoping that a game would be over there. I don't even know if there was or not, but I really wanted to go to a game.
Yeah.
Like just like to be in the
Like in the
crowd.
atmosphere,
Yeah,
in
in the
crowd.
atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean now that like you mentioned it, like, and this is like hear me and beer me. I would say that a baseball beer, like a beer at a baseball stadium, is like top 3 beers that you could have.
Really?
probably.
Why?
Yeah, because
is
it's
it-
just
Is it like their own brands or like they're getting a Miller?
no. Yeah, I think. I
Okay.
mean, it depends on the stadiums. Like I know, like even just the Sox and the Cubs, for example, the Sox have way better food than the Cubs.
I know.
do.
I
Like, way
literally
better.
came across that new menu that just
Oh, yeah,
launched,
it's
and I'm just
crazy.
like, I'm there.
Yeah, they have like
Ooh, I'm there.
something like an ice cream, like something ice cream.
S'mores. It
Yeah,
was like
right?
a s'mores
Something like
milkshake.
that. That's like
Yeah.
new this year, which
Yeah.
is like insane. But yeah, like food wise, you could say that it's like always different. But I think beer for the most part is like, yeah, you get a Miller or whatever. But I'm just saying it's top 5, like the moment, you know, top 3, the moment. It's like I would put that an airport beer, like, you know, before a vacation. Like nothing
That's
beats
so
an airport beer.
interesting.
And then I haven't put enough thought into this, but airport beer, a baseball game beer, and maybe like a beer before a big game. You know, like
Your personal game or a game you're gonna watch?
no, not that I'm gonna play. Imagine me having a beer.
I don't know.
No, that I'm gonna watch. Like if I know, like, oh, like this is gonna be a good game. Like the beer before the big game. You know, it's like,
Okay.
oh, that's always
Yeah.
the best one. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I am not a beer drinker. I don't like beer. I don't know if that's bad saying that.
Yeah, you
on
did
here.
tell me that.
But
Let me cut you off. Sorry, Amanda thought, or she didn't think, but she asked me. She's like, so since I don't drink beer, like, is it still okay? Like, can I still come on? And
I was like, can I drink a non-alcoholic?
I was like, dude, you're fine. Like, you don't even have to drink on it. Like, don't even worry about it. But yeah, you were saying something about.
I know
cut you
a little
off.
bit more about beers. Like now that
Uh-huh.
I work at a sports bar, so like I know a little teeny bit more. Like I just learned that like Miller Lights and Coors are like super light, and
Yeah.
then like a little bit about IPAs and
Okay.
like pale ales and pilsners
Yeah,
and just
golden
like
ales,
it's more
yeah.
like I'm getting familiar with the terminology, but I don't know what it is yet. Like
Okay.
someone yesterday, they're like, "What do you have close to a pilsner?" And I'm just like, I said Stella because I remember someone said that. He's like, "Oh, I'll get a Stella." So I'm like, yeah,
Perfect.
I did my job
Yeah.
because like one thing is like you don't want to do a job and not be educated on it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like even as simple as you would think as bartending, like you need to know like your spirits and like what you recommend. And I'm not saying like what wine goes what depending on where you work, but like what alcohol goes to what food. But just terminology is important, what it is. So it's like I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And like, what I will say is like, you've gone to a restaurant, and it always happens where like you ask like the waiter or something. They're like, oh, like I started like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Right? Like in my
That's the golden excuse if you
Yeah.
don't know the answer. Let me ask my manager because I started like a couple
I
days
just
ago.
started like 3 days ago, which is like crazy, like to think about.
Yeah.
Like are they really like new, or are they just
That's
saying that?
why I had trust issues when I was vegan and I went to restaurants. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, is this like really vegan or is this really dairy free? And then they'll be like, I think so. Or let me go ask the chef. Like I have been in those shoes, so I'm like, they probably just went around the corner, pretended they asked, and then tell me like yes or no.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I get that 100%.
I would use that I'm new here excuse all the time, to be honest. But that's good that you're going the extra mile, like you said, and like starting to learn, like, because you have to apply it to your job, which is dope. But I'll end on let's stop it, right? Yeah, and then we'll just do this little game that I have, and then like we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
I forgot about it too. I'm like, wait, what's the time?
I know. I was gonna tell my boyfriend we should just eat here, but we're gonna go to the city. We're gonna go to the city. So So he's obsessed with candles and candles. So we're gonna make. But girl, we're gonna bring, or they have bottles of like alcohol, and you can cut it and make a candle in there.
Oh, that's so
Isn't that so cool? Yeah.
So it's like a little day, and then from there you're gonna go eat.
Yeah.
What I didn't mention is that your whole like aesthetic, your whole theme is kind of like pink, right? Like the color pink. What led to that? Is that just your favorite color, or like you also thought of like I'm gonna incorporate it coming from like the whole like design like portfolio that you have, you know?
So I feel like it's two things. One, I used to have red hair. I used to have bright, fiery red hair, and obviously that's an accessory on its own.
Yeah.
So like I wanted something that will complement it.
Got it.
So that's why I felt like pink. Pink was always my go-to color, and it's still my go-to color. Now I have like more of a black hair, and it's still it, you know? So I gravitate to black and pink right now. But I wonder if my mom is gonna like have a conversation after she sees this. But to me, my mom dressed me as a boy growing up. Like I felt like a tomboy.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm at this point of my life where I'm literally expressing like my girliness. Like I would say like the past 3 years, like I've been the girliest I've ever been in my life. And that's just like just in what I wear and, getting my hair done, my makeup, my nails, like just like those things that make me feel good.
Cool.
And I'm just also at the point in my life where I'm just like, I want to, you dress good, you feel good. So I just want to be that as, all the time. And just like pink is just like the signature color right now. I don't know if it's going to change, but yeah, it's the color and it's pink in my business. Like it just made sense. Like it's just like that girly thing right now.
You're in your girly era right now.
I'm in my girly era.
Girly
I don't think
era.
it's gonna change. I feel very comfortable and at home right now.
Uh-huh.
So
That's crazy though that you say that. That it's like only been like as of like 3 years, like to
Yeah,
now, like
it's
that's
literally like when I started my red hair. That's when it started. Like before that, like I don't even care. It was sweats and a
Yeah.
t-shirt. I didn't care.
Was that what's the word? Inspired by like strawberry shortcake, like your red hair. Like is that a thing of yours too? Because I noticed you incorporate that quite a bit.
So I never did something so out there.
Uh-huh.
So it's like the red just made sense to be like do that one thing that like oh my god like what did I do? But it was the best thing that I did.
Uh-huh.
You know. So yeah, that's what it. Honestly, it was just like and red hair was popular at that time. So I was just like you know what I'm gonna do it. So I did it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it was. It was just like I think it was kind of the pressure of constantly seeing it, and then it was like it became a want. So that's why I did it.
And didn't that kind of like come back recently? Not red, but more like what's that color that I'm thinking? Like almost brown, but
Or
like
ginger?
yeah, almost right. Like a lot.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
like
like
a
a lot of
ginger.
girls were doing that, like in a way, right?
I feel like
Huh?
as the seasons transition because
Uh-huh.
colors transition. So I felt like ginger came fall because I did want to be a ginger, but I'm like, okay, my skin tone
Yeah.
is not gonna be it for it. So yeah,
You can just do like a filter, like to see if it'll work
I
beforehand.
that is so funny because I did that with my red hair,
Wow.
and I was like, you know what?
Doesn't
It
look
doesn't
bad.
look good. No, it didn't
Oh.
look good to me, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I found someone. Shout out Melly. She works. She has her own small business in the city, and she specializes in curly hair. And I got my haircuts with her for a couple years, and then she dyed my hair red for me, and kept up with her, and she does a good job.
Cool, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and end on this like game that I want to do. Right? So I sort of prepared, but not really. Like I kind of just googled it. Okay. So like I'm just gonna ask you, and I guess we can discuss because I haven't seen these either. So it's basically just green flag, red flag, right? Like they say something,
Yeah.
and you just say whether you think it's a green flag or a red flag, and like maybe we say why. I don't know. So the first one is their screen time being higher than yours. Is that a green flag?
Wait, what?
Their screen time?
Screen time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand. Your screen, no, their screen time.
being higher than yours. Than your screen time.
I want to say red flag
Red flag?
because I don't care, you know.
Mm.
But at the same time, it's like, what are you doing? Like, are you just like on TikTok the whole time? Like, go
Yeah.
outside, go exercise, go.
Yeah.
I don't know, do something.
No,
So I
that's
feel
true.
like it's just like I just think of you just sitting down all day.
Yeah, especially if like yours isn't high to begin with.
Yeah.
Or it is high
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
And then theirs exceeds yours. It's like you can't be on your phone more than me.
Yeah.
You know? But okay, the next one here, all right, this one's a surprise. Is posting multiple photos of you on social media, or them posting multiple photos of them on social media. Is that a green flag or a red flag? Like posting a lot of pictures of themselves.
Yeah. I do that. I would say green flag.
True,
But it's
right?
like I just feel like confidence.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
If you want to show yourself off, show yourself off.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know?
give green on
Yeah.
that one too. I'm gonna give green. Okay, this one, calling you names, calling you pet names most of the time,
I honestly don't know what a pet name is.
like sugar, like sweetie, like
Oh, okay.
stuff like that.
Um,
Chicken, I don't know, pet name, right? Most of the time.
Okay, if we're saying like, I want to say green flag.
Green flag. Okay,
I don't mind you calling me like sweetie and love and like babe.
I don't know if that's a pet name. It could be, I guess, right? I'm gonna say red though. I'm gonna say red
Why?
because I just feel like most of the time it's almost like you're gonna do it in front of everyone all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, like this is an us thing. Like I like
Okay,
that to
that
be an
makes
us
sense.
thing.
Okay.
Like not a like we're out and like
Yeah.
my mom's there and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
like sugar lips, can you pass me like
I
the
feel- yeah,
broccoli or something?
yeah.
You know, like I don't
Yeah.
want that happening.
I feel like at the beginning of like the relationship, I would say like no, like
Okay.
But
once
I
you
feel
get more
like
comfortable,
like babe, come here
that
right
makes
now.
sense. Yeah.
Come here, my stud muffin.
Stud muffin is crazy. Stud
Yeah.
muffin is crazy. What about swearing a lot?
Swearing a lot. I would say red flag because like swearing is like very expressive, but I feel like it's unnecessary. Like I've had this conversation with my boyfriend before. I'm like it's like I don't know. Why do you have to be so intense?
Yeah,
Like,
all the
just
time.
chill.
All the time.
Yeah,
Too.
relax.
Like it's warranted sometimes, but like you don't
Yeah.
always gotta do it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
gonna
like,
say red. I'm gonna say red.
and I feel like swearing is more like it. It coincides with like negativity more than like
Yeah.
positivity.
Like
So,
you don't express something. You don't swear to express something positively as much as you do negatively,
Yeah.
right? That
Yeah.
makes sense. I like that. We both say red, and this last one is being vegan.
Being vegan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say red flag.
Big red flag. Huge red flag. Yeah. They're not getting a text back after that.
It's so funny because oh my god, I'm like I think to myself and I'm like I'm never gonna be able to cook a really good steak because I'm never gonna try it. Like I don't eat red meat,
Uh-huh.
so it's just like I'm just gonna have to go with the flow,
Yeah.
and then someone's
Just
gonna
eyeball
lie
it.
to me and
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, "This is so good," and it's not. So I
I-
think
I- I never-
I think about that.
I never thought of that
Yeah.
way. That's crazy. You can't even like test it. Like like
Yeah.
at this temperature it's always perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Huh. Red flag.
Red
Red flag.
flag.
Yeah, red flag. Well, Amanda, this has been great. It's been a great time. Thank you so much for coming on. Like literally,
Thank you.
like it means a lot. Do you have anything like upcoming that you want to like talk about or promote? Or...
Yeah, I have a very special Mother's Day moment, and I am in the process of organizing my next cake class, and I do want more people to be there, so I need to buy more supplies for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's in the works.
Do you have a date
May,
yet?
Well, like May, Mother's Day,
Okay,
obviously,
got
and then
it.
my cake class, I want to say summer.
Okay.
I am a very themed person, so like I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
like beginning of summer.
Okay.
Summer
Cool,
nights.
cool. Yeah. Well, we'll have this out for sure by then. So then
Yeah.
it gives you time to
Yeah.
kind of
Thank you.
talk
Thank
about
you.
it.
Thank
No,
you.
thank you for sure. And hopefully like you continue doing what you're doing and just like killing it and cooking horrible steaks and giving out red flags.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, but thank you, Amanda, for sure.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that button if you haven't, and tune in for the next one. We're out.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, let me turn this off first.